Number 5, Ohio State versus number 12, Stephen F. Austin. The Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Stephen F. Austin. Matt.
Lumberjacks.
That is exactly right. Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, Brutus the Buckeye made his debut in 1965 and is described as an anthropomorphic, my favorite word right now, anthropomorphic Buckeye nut. All right, that's all you get. It's the state flower of Ohio. They took it on. They made a suit. That's what they are. Stephen F. Austin, they're the Lumberjacks. Apparently, there's a lot of pine trees in Nacogdoches, Texas. The father of Texas is Stephen F. Austin. I got on this long thing about Stephen F. Austin. Pretty spectacular.
Stone cold Stephen F. Austin.
The father of Texas. The father of Texas brought 300 families to Texas from America, because at that time Texas was not America; it was its own thing, and colonized it. All right, when the Lumberjacks, listen to this. When the Lumberjacks take the field against rival Northwestern State in Nacogdoches, Louisiana, they battle for the biggest football trophy in the nation. It's called the Chief Caddo.
You're going to have to post a picture of that for our listeners.
The picture's here.
So you're telling me Nacogdoches plays Nacogdoches?
It's like a CH and a D. All right.
Wow.
That's how I'll post it right here. Here are the two words. They are very, very similar. But there's a Nacogdoches. I'm just going to say the same word. Nacogdoches, Louisiana, Nacogdoches, Texas. They're very, 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 very close.
I like that. I like that pettiness too for those two cities to have the same name and also be big rivals. All right, getting back to the task at hand here. And I realized I forgot to start our timer, so I'm only going to give us a minute to talk about this. Lumberjacks versus
the
Buckeyes. Look, I've got to think that a lumberjack is chopping down a Buckeye tree.
That's immediately where I went. I like a Buckeye. It's a good mascot. It's cool. It's a flower. Like they make a flower cool, but Lumberjack knows what to do with a plant. That's it.
I've been thinking a lot about, to bring it sort of back to basketball for a second. I've been thinking a lot about like how Shaquille O'Neal at his peak, playing like Shaq and Kobe, would match up against the Golden State Warriors of today, and sort of the Splash Brother mentality. And I really don't want to overthink this because I'm a big Shaq fan. I think that they would dominate them in a seven game series. I really do. And so in the same way that I feel like as great as the Golden State Warriors are running up against arguably the greatest big man in the sport, I think a tree running up against a lumberjack is just a bad matchup for you. And any other, at other parts, we could talk about the uniqueness of the Buckeye and all that. But look, you ran up against a guy holding an axe and he got cut down.
So he got cut down. There it is.
Stephen F. Austin.
Stephen F. Austin.
Right on
Moving on. All right. Number 8, St. Mary's versus number 9, Rutgers. Rutgers, the what?
The Knights, right?
That's right. The Scarlet Knight.
Scarlet Knights, thank you. And St. Mary's, the Gales.
That's very good. All right. Before 2008, the Gales were represented by a knight in shining armor called Gale Force 1. With the start of the 2008-2009 basketball season, Gale Force introduced a Gaelic warrior with a huge head, bulging muscles, wide grin, and not-so-big kilt. If you're wondering, in simplest terms, a Gael is an Irish person speaking Gaelic. Legend has it that in the 1920s, famous sports writer Grantland Rice named St. Mary's the Gales because there were so many Irish guys on the team. Rutgers, the Scarlet Knight, formerly Scarlet, referring to the colors, then a Chancelier. They've changed from Scarlet to Chancelier. Chancelier is a fighting rooster, a gamecock, if you will, a chicken. But a vote in 1955 changed it to the Scarlet Knight. Scarlet Knight, not with an S. It is not plural. It is one.
That's like it's like Coastal Carolina. Also, the Chanticleers. So it makes me wonder. I bet they're probably related. Okay. Man. Rutgers, a lot of history, a lot of college sports history to it. Scarlet Knight, a red knight is pretty cool. Anytime, I don't know about you, anytime you read about a knight being a different color other than silver, like if it's a red knight or a black knight, like that was always, or a white knight, it's always really cool.
Even green.
The green knight. The green
Not
knight.
as fierce, but
a little moldy. But yes, green knight. And I'm sorry, I totally forgot the matchup.
The Gales.
The Gales.
In simplest terms, a Gael is an Irish person.
Oh man! So we have like a traditional knight going up against it's a Braveheart situation is what we've got. We've got a Braveheart battle. I
It's
like
tough
St.
right there.
Mary's being unique, and with the Gales too. Mm, that's tough.
This one's a tough one. This one's a
This
tough
one's
one. I
this
don't
one's
I
hard.
don't love the Gale. I don't love it as a mascot as a team. And then
Yeah,
they had Gale Force One. That kind of sets them back a little bit. That's just that pun is really bad. It's
that's
really bad.
it's not a straight rhyme, Josh. You're right. It's kind of an unnatural rhyme, and with the Knights too, that's strong. I mean, that's a really strong mascot. But they're not just the Knights, right? Like the Scarlet Knight.
Scarlet Knight.
I'm going with you know what? Let's go Scarlet Knight on this one. That's my vote.
All right, I'm thinking just one Gale, one Scarlet Knight. I think the
Yeah,
Knight.
I also don't love the origin story behind the Gales. I thought it would be something cooler than that. I thought they would
Yeah.
have had like a president who was originally from Ireland or
Well,
something
yeah.
along those lines.
That didn't happen. They just had a bunch of Irish guys on their basketball team one time.
It would not happen today, Josh. That
No,
mascot would not
it
be
would not.
happening today.
That would not happen.
And that's time. All right.
All right, we're giving that one to the Scarlet Knights. They're moving on to the next round. All right, Matt, we're at the very end. Number 1, Baylor versus number 16, Winthrop. This is not an exciting matchup. The Baylor Bears versus the Winthrop Eagles. We got the Bears versus the Eagles. Bears are also up there on my list of not
Hey now, take it
not
easy.
creative. But
Take it easy on my words.
listen to this. The Baylor Bears got their name because of a $5 campus-wide competition to name the mascot, and they paid it in gold. If that's not Texas, I don't know. I don't know what is.
I thought it was about to be in Texan currency, like 5 Texas dollars would get you you'd win this contest. Wow.
Bear won, specifically Black Bear, so they are the Black Bears, but it's just the Bears.
Okay.
Lady on the current, so they have, Lady is the name of the bear that currently lives at Baylor. They have a habitat that can hold up to 3 bears. Lady is the one that currently lives there, and she's currently in treatment for tumors they found during routine care in December 2019. So, all the best recovery to Lady.
For sure.
Bruiser, the costume version, travels to all football games, basketball games, including the NIT and the NCAA tournament. Just not this year.
Nope.
All right, Winthrop Eagles. Big Stuff is the name of their eagle.
Big stuff
Big Stuff.
coming out of the gate strong. Josh, tell me more.
And slow. Sadly, that's as far as they get. That's
You're kidding
it.
me. That's it. All they have is big stuff.
They
The
just
eagle.
they just chose eagles, and that's what they are. A notable alumni of Winthrop is Bob Crawford. He is the bass player for the Avett Brothers. That's what I found.
That's good to know.
It's the Battle of the Bland right here. The Battle of the
It is
Bland.
the Battle of the Bland, and frankly, because Baylor's got a better backstory, and I keep thinking about someone receiving a satchel of gold to call them the Bears. I'm gonna go with the Bears in this case. I like Winthrop's logo. Winthrop's got a nice logo. It's unique.
It's
as far
a
as
noble
Eagles
looking
go.
bear. Yeah, it's a
It
noble
also
looking
could be the
bear.
logo for.
Eagle, sorry.
Yeah, it also could be a logo for a budget airline, the Winthrop Eagle logo, but.
You're starting to make a good argument for him. I might flip flop.
No, it's not that hard. You're right. We're grasping at straws here, but I'm going to go Baylor Bears.
They both can't lose. So,
That's true.
I agree with you there. Baylor Bears moving on. And just like that, we are done with the South bracket. Baylor's going through. Rutgers is moving on. Lumberjacks, the Cardinal, the Cavaliers, Kaboom is moving on. The Illini and Billy the Blue Jay. That's Creighton over Little Rock at the very end.
That's a pretty strong little bracket down there. That's
there's-
sneaky bracket. I could see a pretty strong Final Four contender coming out of that region.
Yeah, the next round is going to be where it's at because there's going to be winners on winners, and it is going to be that much more intense.
Can't wait.
All right, Matt. This has been Almost Sports. I'm going to give you the last word.
Josh, great to do this with you again. Looking forward to recording the next episode and rounding out the country here. While we all certainly miss sports, obviously much more important things going on in our country around the world. So we wish everybody well who's in the midst of this COVID-19 epidemic that we're in. But it's been awesome, Josh, just to take a second and talk about the lighter side of sports. I can't think of anything lighter in sports than mascots. And thinking about folks running around in 50-pound suits just for the sake of hyping the crowd up at a time like this makes me smile. So all the best, everybody. See you next time.
See you.